Okay, yeah. So you know, when you buy a generator at Home Depot, you lose 30% as soon as you walk out the door.
Yeah, until the zombie apocalypse happens, then it skyrockets 300 million%.
Okay, so should we buy more than one?
Oh, okay. Let me get this right, guys. We can take our Roth IRA and just sit on it until we're fucking 95. But a zombie apocalypse that might happen in a year. Oh, that's a little too long. Buy a generator and shut the fuck up.
Okay, I just need a little background on your thesis. Is the zombie apocalypse due to disruption politically, or is it because the vaccines are going to turn people into zombies?
Okay.
Cash Daddies. Cash Daddies. Cash Daddies. Cash Daddies.
Cash Daddies is for entertainment purposes only. You'd be an idiot to listen to anything these degenerates say. Invest at your own risk, do research, but seriously don't listen to these ass clowns. Now enjoy Cash Daddies.
All right. Welcome to Cash Daddies. We're banking fatties. Guys, how was your week?
Yeah.
It
Very,
was pretty
very
good.
average.
Pretty good. There's a hot poll out there. People are putting out the idea that we should change the name to the show to Cat Daddies. So there's a live poll, I think.
When you say people,
Yeah.
who the fuck are you talking? Is that like
The voice is in his head.
Blowjob 426
Yeah.
and lip 388
It's
off
low
the Discord?
torch 69. Okay, little respect.
Yeah,
By the way,
there's a lot of people out there. Like this homeless guy who lives on my block. He says we should probably change the show to Cat Daddies. It'd be a good idea.
By the way, there
What
was
the
such a
fuck?
fire fucking meme on the Discord, and I showed it to my mom, and I was like, "Can I put this out on Twitter and Instagram?" And she said, "Absolutely not." So that
What is it?
We can't bring it up. We're gonna.
Why? Hold on. You
My
literally
mom.
brought it up. You
Yeah,
literally
say it.
brought it up.
Oh,
Right, because I'm all about marketing. So let me finish.
This is a good one.
If you want to catch that dope meme, you need to join the Discord, because I told my mom it's staying in the Discord, but I will not put it out on social media.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about this at all.
Christ.
Well, we
At
did go
all.
to the, hey, we did go to the
Evan's
Dodger
quitting
game.
the show. Dude, you hear? Evan's quitting the show.
Yep, I'm going.
Evan's
weeks
gonna go.
notice.
Evan's seen other any podcaster that comes through. Evan's
he-
like, hey, can I be on your show?
He's
That's
just
right.
as much of a whore as Neff. Like Neff,
Dude, that
Neff
dude.
becomes their best friend.
Evan is basically every mom on Jerry Springer who's named everybody on the block the baby's daddy.
I just
Evan
want,
is
I just want that bread, bro. I'm all about that bread. But
Evan has already put us in the friend zone and said, I want to see other podcasters.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on.
That are-
Evan, tell him about all the other shows. Evan did another show, already quit that show, and now has moved on to yet
No.
another show.
I didn't quit that show.
warned you about that 2 or 3 weeks before that happened.
Yeah, Evan doesn't want to listen to you because you're old and decaying, and Evan's from a
that's right.
generation that thinks
Got no
only
advice.
new and young knows everything.
I never
Correct.
said that. That's my generation. I never said that.
Generation Z spot.
Z spot.
Speaking
So-
of old and decaying, I'm getting rusty because we were at the Dodger game, and I've caught many foul balls in my life just because I have that attraction
Yeah,
to spinning balls.
you're
Flying
all
here.
about balls in the face.
Yeah.
That's God trying to fix your teeth.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am sitting, and all of a sudden I pull out my baby wipes because I'm at the game, and I don't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere without wet moist towelettes. And Sam's like, "Oh, can I have 3?" And as I'm doing it, all of a sudden I see this ball coming right towards me, and I lean my hand out, and my wet wipes in one hand, it goes through my fingers, through the seat, and then the lady next to us got it. Had I not been attending to Sam, I would have caught that ball.
How many people believe that version of the story? How many people
I'm
believe
still-
this?
I want to go
leave a
back to
comment.
square one. Did you fucking say you brought baby wipes to a baseball game? Let's start there.
Everywhere
Yeah.
he goes.
Let's
I
just
haven't-
start there.
I have not left my house in 8 years without baby wipes. In fact, my goal in life is to have a baby just so I can have baby wipes and people don't say, why do you have baby wipes, dude? And I'll tell you, because it's about ring care. Okay. And
yeah. I mean, that's really it. When Neff says, let me use the bathroom, just know wherever you're going, it won't happen for another 15 minutes. He's going to get in there, work it, power wash it. I'm surprised Neff doesn't get in the water in the toilet and splash it at the hole.
That's like my ultimate nightmare would be like water from a toilet splashing against my ring. That just
what are you bringing? Like, you probably bring one of those turkey basters too and blast yourself with a portable bidet or something.
Oh, genius. That is what we should market, is a portable bidet.
To nobody. Nobody will buy that.
That's very health conscious. That sounds like a real fucking safe, secure thing.
By the way, Neff, real quick, back to changing the name. I know you were joking, but Neff, you are literally like every TV exec where like one person tweets and all of a sudden you're like, that equals 10,000 people.
Yeah. The one 18-year-old kid that lives in his mom's fucking basement. That's the kid that Neff talks to 7 times a day.
Yeah.
That's just people.
Have you guys ever been on the Discord?
Yes, I have. I
have.
I show up, I say respect me, and then I leave instantly.
Interestingly enough, I do have to tell this because this is a great story. We're at the game, and Sam shows me his current trading account. And I said, "Hey, I'm so glad you're on the OCGN team." And dude, what about this Delta variant? What's next? Lambda, Omega Moons? And he's like, "Dog, wait a minute. You're telling me I bought a vaccine stock?" And I go, "You sure did."
I will be selling that in the morning.
It's already up, man. Listen, sell it when it hits 10, man, because that thing.
All right, I'll wait till 10, but then I will sell.
10?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a no-win situation because if it tanks, it's because it's a vaccine stock, and if it goes up, it's because the vaccine is a fucking fraud. And
it doesn't. Yeah, but you know what? Here's the great thing about it. And I said this before he bought it. Guess what? It doesn't fucking matter. It's a piece of shit company. I don't like it. I don't like anything to do with it.
Oh, it's almost like everything involved with vaccines is fraud. Maybe. Possibly.
But what I do like about it is that if it goes up, we're in the green, baby. And that's what it's all about. It's about bacon.
Well, tomorrow I will be going back and purchasing the Endeavor stock that I sold. But I will be repurchasing that.
Have you looked at the charts?
Yes, I still like it.
Neff, what are you doing? Speaking of Endeavor, what are you doing with that WWE you bought at 66?
I'm sitting on it and I'm patient. I'm down a little bit on it, but I am not. I'm not worried.
Down 10 points.
Let me tell you exactly what I'm down, Professor Doom and Gloom.
Well, if you bought it at 66 and it's 56.
I bought
By the way, Evan will be working for Professor Doom and Gloom next week on his podcast. So check that out. It's the Professor Doom and Gloom podcast with sidekick Evan Hand.
I bought it at 64. So down 13%. Nothing for me to like I said, it was an impulse buy. But
you're allowed, bro.
Exactly. I do want to keep it on Vax Talk because
do we?
Well, this is important. There are rumors that we are headed for the third wave. Lots of information in the media being thrown out. A lot of it I feel is a little scary, designed to scare people. Now, Pfizer is meeting Monday to discuss this booster shot. Now, personally,
my God.
I know, right? So the question is, do you look at Pfizer with upside right now, or do you? Because the FDA and the CDC have already said we don't need a booster shot. Pfizer's clearly trying to sell it to them and say yes.
Of course they are.
So the question is this in play now as a smash and grab?
Hey, you don't need news on it. Bottom line is this is one that we've smashed and grabbed in the past.
Yep.
And anytime I've always said, whenever that thing gets to 38 or 39, buy it or buy 40s going out 4 or 5 months. We've made money on that. And if you take a look at Pfizer right now, fuck yeah, it looks like it's going to bust back up to 42, 43.
Gross.
regardless of the news.
Now, Sam, once they announce the 8th booster, are you just going to line up and just say, just give me like 12 needles in the arm all at once? Is that your plan?
Let me think. No. Let me think. Let me think about this. No.
Sam was the first one to get his vax. He got that shit back when they didn't even.
I'm gonna get into some stuff when I tell you what I want, what you should invest in. We'll get into that tomorrow at the end of the show. Okay.
You're not gonna do the door-to-door Jehovah's Witnesses thing.
Oh, I can't wait to tell them to go fuck. I wish a motherfucker would. Okay. I wish.
By the way, Sam, when we were living in Cortland in college, about 3 houses down from your dad's house, the Jehovah's would always come by about one Saturday out of the month. And our thing was this: we would send a guy at the door just wearing work boots, man. He would open the door and all he had on was a pair of work boots. He'd say, guys, come on in. And they wouldn't come in. He'd say, look, you knocked on the door, you're coming in. And they would go to leave. And about 3 other guys would come out with a couple tomatoes, Campbell's soup cans. And these poor bastards got it right in the back, man, as they were just bolting down Clayton Avenue.
I think you just admitted to a felony, but that's fine. Don't worry about that.
About 3 of them.
I'm sure that
Straight down the hill to the rusty cunt splitter for fresh suds.
Oh God, here we go. I think that's why Evan's seeing other podcasts, because you and your language.
That's potty mouth.
It's really offending me.
He's really offended.
I'm offended by everything.
It looks like the back room from The Accused. So you don't need
just rude, bro. Just rude. So I went through, I just placed an order. You know me, dude. I'm all about that action. I'm so excited.
You placed an order in the stock market?
Yeah, just did it right now.
Oh, you're buying something ahead of the bell.
Free market? Ballsy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't care. I just bought Endeavor. I like it. I liked it, even though I'm not a big fan of the UFC right now, but I am a big fan of it at the same time.
Let's get into that because obviously Conor McGregor, his ankle snapped, and Trump showed up because he thought, I guess he's still the president.
You are just so stupid. Go on. Go on. Just go on. Stop injecting your politics into our financial show, okay?
Politics,
Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, well, I don't even know where you're going. There was an MMA fight last night. The little pussy broke his ankle, bitch. The other guy was very classy. It was a simple, quick thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought Conor has once again just hurt. I think his after interview, his post-fight interview did more damage to his brand than anything else. And he just didn't show class, man. And it's just like at the end, the one thing I always loved about Conor after a loss is he always took it with grace. And that was something Ronda Rousey never could do. That's why she got ran out. Conor was great. I love Conor in terms of like his story, but man, that was really classless, and it sucks that you broke your. And I was enjoying the fight. I thought it was a great fight card. I thought there was some amazing fights. Sometimes when a card has that kind of hype, it never lives up. I felt like even though that last fight went crazy and ended weird, it was still a phenomenal card.
But I really wanted Joe Rogan to ask him, say, Conor, let's be honest. You've kicked some of your women harder than you kicked Poirier. Am I right?
That's a big thing, too. There's a lot of stuff with that. Jason Bermy's been putting out all that info.
He also just punched a 70-year-old guy in a bar in Ireland. Just like
that guy up.
Fuck, and this guy was 72, 73 years old, and McGregor just lit him up while he was sitting at the bar having a drink. Sucker punched him. That guy's a little scumbag.
Is there any truth, by the way, to this rumor of Poirier's wife sending him a friend request on Instagram? Did I hear? And that's
a DM. I don't know really what it was. I tried to see. Here's the problem with the internet right now is like you can't read articles anymore. Either they want you to pay for like premium service, or it's a video that you don't want to watch. You just want to glean the information on what Poirier had to say. I love Poirier. You know, what was very interesting about that fight last night was so they had Teddy Atlas on there after the fight. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he was commenting on it, and I love Teddy Atlas.
He's my favorite. And by the way, classiest guy you'll ever meet in your life. Just a great guy.
And so he had comments about the two fighters and where they were in their careers, and I felt like he was right. I mean, Poirier's kind of elevating, and Conor is just got a million other things going on that he doesn't focus on MMA. It's just not what he do. So their trajectories are two different things right now. No one's talking about Poirier loses, his career's over. That's all they're saying about Conor, because Conor's lost 4 out of 5 because he's not focusing on this. And Teddy Atlas, and who was the other guy that's from ESPN that used to do Max Kellerman? We're talking about that. And then they go back to the UFC crew. Joe Rogan's one of my good friends. I love him with all my heart. I would be homeless if it wasn't for him. But he didn't agree with the analysis, and I'm sorry. And that's okay. You don't have to agree. But I thought that was ESPN employees versus UFC employees at that moment.
Well, let me ask you this, going back to Endeavor. How integral is McGregor to Endeavor's success? Because he is and has been the biggest draw for a long time. And if you lose that, how does
here's my thing. He is their biggest draw. But I will tell you that I think there's more interesting fighters now than there's ever been.
Yeah, there's always going to be another McGregor every year.
There's just some really great fighters out there. This kid at 155 that looks like the Brazilian Tony Hinchcliffe.
Is that the guy with the blue hair?
No, that's the guy with all the gold. That's I forget what
Pereira.
No, I forget what is I can't, but he's the guy who's probably gonna fight Poirier. That's a great fight, man. And then there was this chick fight that happened in the on the card in the main event. And I gotta be honest with you, man. I thought that was one of the most, even though it didn't last long, the way those two girls fought. I mean, wonderful. We've seen the evolution of female fighting, man. It's like they always say when you throw a football, you throw like a girl. Well, why do girls throw like that? Because no one ever teaches them how to throw a football. They just kind of get it and they mimic what they see. And that's what you saw. Like with Ronda Rousey, she was just taking on Taibo fight. Chicks who were in Taibo class. The UFC's like, you want to get in there for $10,000? Like, yeah. And then they just got smoked and everyone's like, oh, she's the greatest, right? Now you actually see women who have come up being trained how to throw and how to kick and how to grapple. And they're moving different than we've ever seen female fighters in the past. And I think that Mexican chick is a real threat to the title, man. I really enjoyed watching her fight.
Is she a bantamweight or which weight? I didn't watch the fight.
I think they're 135. I'm not sure. Or 145. I'm not sure.
It's flyweight.
Let's put on Endeavor because this is your pick. This IPO'd back in April at 27.56. It shoots up to 31.95 in May, and now you're looking at 26.73. So you're looking at
good buy right now.
Yeah, you're $1 under IPO right now. I respect this pick. So well done.
Now, the company hasn't made any money yet. They're bleeding right now, but it wouldn't surprise me if they start upping these PPVs more than like they are now. You're going to see more, I think, because they make a killing off these pay-per-views, man.
Just did a huge deal with crypto.com. Huge deal.
Yeah.
Over 100 million, I believe. I want to say it was 150 million.
Yeah, a lot of the fighters were wearing that. We're definitely sponsored by it. But the one thing that and I like watching it because through DraftKings, I have a system. I was talking with Brian Callen about that, Sam, and I have a system. And I said, tell me what you think of it. And all I do is I go down, I research every single fighter, and if they have a background of wrestling in high school, college, I don't give a shit who they're fighting. That's who I take. If it's Hung Fu Kazaka, who's got a 7th degree black belt from
Donald Trump with the Kung Flu already,
or if it's like Bobby Brazil, who's got a 40th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he's fighting Billy Bob Harris out of Iowa.
What about Lil Johnny Rockfuck?
I'll take Harris all day long, man. Any dude that's worn a singlet I will take those guys. And I talked with Cal about that, and he agreed with me. He said, dude, that's actually a good system because mentally, those guys are just built differently, man. You see a dude that's walked out of the wrestling room after a 2-hour practice, and he's just defeated. That's just
can we do something? Can we get a name generator and call it Howie's name generators, and everyone can get their own name generation? Like little Johnny Rockfuck, Jiu-Jitsu Jackie karate guy, just
fucking Billy Bob Harris out of University of Iowa.
Yeah.
Or actually, there was a guy, it was like fucking little Frank Johnson, and he had 2 years of wrestling at like Lake Superior State. And this guy was a huge underdog. This is like a month ago. And he was fighting some guy that was 11-0, and I took him. And this wrestler fucking took care of this dude in about 28 seconds. I'm telling you.
Speaking of name generators, Cum Rocket put one of those out, and it was based on the first initial of your name and your birthday. Any guesses on what mine was, guys?
Pretty sure you tweeted it, eh?
Yeah, Cum Pirate.
Fits the bill.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah,
totally makes sense.
When they're right, huh?
Yeah, they are definitely right for sure.
So here's a question right now. Now that we're talking about MMA, Sam, what do these guys on the undercard? As far as the purse goes, what do these guys walk away with?
$12,000.
It is different for everybody, and so something came out. A story came out that UFC has surpassed the NHL as the fourth league in the United States, right? And there was a big pushback by a lot of people in the sports journalism because the minimum amount of money that you make in the NHL is $770,000, I believe that is, right, Evan? Something like that, right? It's like
less than that.
It's really low.
Your rookie year, you don't make that much, man. Hell no.
Just look at what minimum salary is in the NHL. I think it's 770, something like that.
650.
650, which isn't that.
It's 750 now. That was in 2017. So
okay,
right now
so
it's 750,
right? When you have people on these cards making 10,000 or 5,000 show, another 5 to win, you aren't even close to the second league. And, so here's my conspiracy theory for the show, okay? There's been antitrust suits being brought up against the UFC because people are saying that they are the only game in town and it's hard to negotiate with them. They have all the power. And, they're trying not to have to deal with monopoly laws and stuff like that because, their fighters should be unionized, okay? So they say that these fighters are independent contractors, yet they tell them what they can or cannot wear on stage.
Wow.
And they don't allow them to walk to the stage in their sponsor gear, which I think is the worst of the ideas they've ever done.
In boxing, you go with who sponsors you, baby. You got boxers with 7 different fucking.
Well, you're referring to the Reebok deal that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's the crypto.com deal. I mean, like they all had crypto.com on.
Yep.
And instead of being able to wear their own sponsored stuff. So here's where everything gets weird, right? So the UFC desperately needs a second or a third
competition.
So what do we see happen, dude? We see these kind of name brand guys being let go by the UFC and signing bigger contracts with other companies, whether it's Bellator, whether it is One FC, right? You see these, even Paige Van Zandt goes to bare knuckle, right? Mm-hmm. So you have these name brand people that are let go. What a great thing for the UFC. Goldberg, the announcer, who did the announcing on my TV show on Spike fucking a billion years ago, okay? He was let go, and where does he end up? On Bellator. Now they got that name recognition. So the UFC never lets the number 1, number 2, or maybe even the number 3 guy go, but they have no problems with letting the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 7 go to another place. So they'll be like, oh, look at that. I guess you're going to sign with somebody else. That means there's competition. That is 100% done purposefully.
And this
But
is
what,
why
can't one of
I
these
think-
other venues up their game, kind of like the WWE did 25 years ago, up their game, do something, have a tournament, have more money, and then be a real competitor to the UFC?
Yes. And the answer is, and I talked to Sam about this at the game, and he shot it down immediately. It's the Cash Daddies middle-aged dad bod mixed martial arts.
Jesus Christ, Neff.
It gives the common guy like us the opportunity to get in the ring with zero training and take a shot at the top.
Yeah, they had something like that. It was called
Tough Man competition.
Celebrity
Yeah,
death
thank
match.
you, thank you. No, Tough Man. They had Tough Man.
It was just fat truckers going up there with bitch tits and just swinging for the. No, it's not going to work,
Would you
dude.
love to see like Sam's fibula just swing around my leg like a tetherball rope?
No. Okay, let's
That would be
power rank the
terrible.
fighters on this. On this thing, I think Evan's number 1. Obviously, he's a young buck, got stamina.
Yeah.
The question is,
me.
where's the 3? Where do we rank?
No,
So
no,
let's
then-
rank
then-
this.
Then it's me. Then it's
No,
Howie.
I have you number 4.
Yeah.
Buddy,
Be you.
buddy, your spaghetti arms give you a reach like
I've been taking
Tyrannosaurus
Tyrannosaurus regularly,
Rex.
dude. Regularly.
You have Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. You can't even compete.
You
with
can't
it.
use my jokes against me, you asshole. So
Yeah.
the question is, who do you got between me and Howie? Now, I think Howie has a tiny bit of edge because he's got thick stock, even though he's older than me.
I
So
don't know that. I'm younger than you, Sam. Sammy,
you are older than me, Howie, and I think I'm going to give you. So I'm going to power rank it. Evan 1, Howie 2, Sam 3, and Neff unranked.
It wouldn't be fair because I did have about 20 amateur boxing matches.
Yeah. And that's the only thing is like you could see Howie possibly clip Evan to take the belt.
Could happen.
I'd be out of
You're
breath.
all
I'd be out of breath quickly.
underestimating my ground game. Let's be honest. That's where
Listen,
I'm.
Everybody knows you're a
Ass
bottom.
up, face down is not a ground game.
What's that?
That's a
The twerk-
pound game, okay?
What's that? The twerk and jerk?
That there's nothing like setting up a tee shot and all 3 of you pouncing on it at the same time. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you're all paying attention today. All right, moving on from this fantasy, this homoerotic fantasy of gay wholeness. Let's
You
move.
brought it up.
Yeah, that was yours.
No, all I want to do is have real people like us fight each other and see how difficult it is to do. We need to move on a little bit. We need to talk about Peter Thiel because this news hit and it hit big last week. Peter Thiel, for those of you who don't know, was an early investor in PayPal. And what did he do? He put a $2,000 chunk of PayPal in his IRA in 1999, and that has swelled to billions of dollars. And I love this. I love the vision of somebody doing this. Howie and I discussed this. I'm going to bring him in a second to clean up my question.
By the way, it's a Roth IRA.
Correct.
So when he takes that and by the way, it's $2,000 he turned into 5 billion. And that felt 5 billion when he takes it out at 59 and a half, no taxes on it. And that's a law. That's nothing he did shady. That's
Right.
a law. And it's a great thing.
Now, but here's what I wasn't aware of. This was a private venture. So this wasn't something that he bought on the open market. And I said, Howie, I didn't know you could invest into your IRA with non-publicly traded assets. And of course, Howie says you could put just about anything in there. Now, what I
Absolutely.
find interesting is that this guy is getting beat up in the press. There's already Dems on the Hill saying we need to rewrite this because this is a loophole. This is not a loophole. This is what you call somebody that is intelligent and visionary to say, this is how I can make the most money and make the most of an opportunity. So I don't want to see any reform.
No, there shouldn't be. And I mean, a Roth, an IRA, it basically, you can put anything. You can buy a piece of property and put that property inside your IRA. You can buy anything, gold, silver, Bitcoin. The only thing that I'm aware of that you cannot put in your IRA are antiques, trading cards,
Rankings of Cash Daddy fighters because they're inaccurate as
shit
fuck.
like that. But if we were to start a Cash Daddies company, and we actually did something, and of course, when you start a company, you realize you issue stock, whether it's 100 shares, 1,000 shares, you issue stock at a certain price. We could actually put that stock within our IRA, and who knows what it could be worth in 20 years. But I don't see the fucking problem with what that guy did. He believed in his company, tossed it in a Roth IRA, and shit, that thing split 8 billion times, and now look at him.
Yeah, and I think that the figure was 1/1000th of a penny is what he paid for PayPal shares. And I think I own PayPal. I don't know what it's trading at. It's probably 250 right now, something like that. It's one of those stocks that I'll just never sell because I think it's just a cornerstone of my portfolio. Let me see what PayPal is
It's
at.
at 300.
It's what?
300.
See, that's the beauty of owning something that you never sell. I didn't even know what it was worth because
And that's a stock that most likely someday will get bought out by a bank.
right.
All right.
It would have to be a pretty goddamn big bank.
There's some big banks out there.
Back to the IRA thing Howie was talking about. This could be a good teaching moment for what you cannot put in your IRA. So there's 5 things, I believe. It's life insurance, types of derivative positions, and
Options.
collectibles, real estate for personal use. You cannot put that in your IRA.
Yeah, it's got to be an investment.
And then most.
How about dead hookers? Can you put dead hookers in your IRA?
Howie?
They'd have to be worth something still.
By the way, speaking of life insurance policies, I know a comic that was so fucking broke. He was hooking up with this old lady and convinced her to write an insurance policy on his life. And that was the collateral for the loan in case he died.
Jesus.
So it's always an option when it gets down and you're down to the felt. Pull out one of those AAA brochures that come in the mail that have like the life insurance grid, write out a policy.
That's a real optimist, man. Optimistic dude. But you know, that's the thing. This guy started an IRA, and that was back when it was 2000. When he started, the max was 2000. You can now start a Roth. And I want to say this clearly. This is something I just found out. You got a traditional IRA. You got a Roth IRA. We've already talked about it. Traditional IRA, you're going to pay ordinary income tax when you start withdrawing on it, which you have to at age 70 and a half. Roth IRA, you take that money out. You can take it out after the age of 59 and a half. It comes out. You don't pay any taxes on it. Second thing.
So this week, if I want to start an IRA, which one should I do?
At your age right now, personally, I would start a Roth because here's the 2 advantages of it,
You're
Sam.
basically saying he's not making 70 and a half, and I agree.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. You got to listen. I would say he starts a Roth for 2 reasons. Number one, he doesn't have to take the money out at age 70 and a half. Here's number 2. He can leave that IRA. A Roth IRA, you can leave that to your kids. You can actually leave the Roth IRA intact to your children. You can't do that with a traditional IRA. You can do it.
IRA.
You can do it with a Roth.
And where do I go to do this? Tell me. Should I go to my bank?
Go to your bank. Go to your bank and start it with your bank. And you can buy
Chase, right?
What?
Bank with Chase, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just say, hey, I want to start an IRA and I want a Roth.
Yeah. And now here's the thing, Sam. This is something, I mean, along with any kind of crypto you can put in there, it grows tax deferred. You don't pay any tax on it. Let's say there's you put in $6,000 this year. You can take 4,000 of that. And I want to say this again. This is something we haven't brought up yet. A lot of the clients that I used to have, they were so busy with their work. These guys are working 8, 12 hours a day. They don't have time to trade. Who can blame them? So what we would do is I would find a couple mutual funds for them. Vanguard, Total Return, a Janus, Diversified Funds.
Is Janus still around?
Yeah, well, I think they got bought out. Might have been, I don't know if PIMCO bought them out. Somebody bought them out, but all these companies have funds. So in other words, you take that 4,000, you dump it in these mutual funds, you never have to look at it again, man. You don't have to look at it. It's going to grow hopefully 8 to 12% over the next 20 years. But let's say, Sam, you have an extra few grand in there and it's sitting in the money market fund doing nothing. And all of a sudden, and the reason I'm using this as an example, you hear something from one of your buddies on a stock. Let's say there's a new telecommunications company coming out. It's trading at $4 a share. And your buddy says, listen, man, my cousin works for the company. They're going to start expanding into Texas, Florida, blah, blah, blah. You take that $4,000 and you just throw it in there. And all of a sudden, over the next 10 years, that stock goes from 4 to 100. Guess what, pal? That your $6,000 you invested, that's probably worth about 70, 80 grand. And I know a guy that did that. I know a dude that took a few $1,000, invested in a small company, and over the course of 10 years, his $5,000 turned into about 400 or 500. It's realistic. It happens.
I'm in, dude. I'm in.
You got to do it. You got to do it.
So I go to the bank. I say, I'm going to open up an IRA, Roth IRA. What do? How much should I throw in, dude?
It depends.
It depends. I mean, you could start it with $100. It doesn't matter. You can put in 100, 2,000, 5, whatever you want.
It depends on how diversified you want to be in relationship to stocks and equities, crypto, and then a separate trading account. So just to break it down for you, I have money I don't touch that's in my IRA. I have my trading account, and then I have a crypto account. So it's basically what percentages you feel comfortable. Now you're certainly,
that's not, he can put in 5,000 and walk away,
just
not do anything.
Started. Of course. Yeah. Just to get started.
Keep it in the money market, put 5 in, then we'll discuss what you want to invest it in. Take your time.
Yeah. And then all you do is you talk to us and we take a look at what the fund offers, and then we'll help you pick it. This is what I want to point out to people, because I know so many of our readers, they say, I don't have time to trade like you guys do. And Sam, you and I were talking about this in the game. You hold 3 stocks in your trading portfolio. This is the way you don't have to deal with the day-to-day trading at all. So that's the advantage.
Most successful people do not trade in their accounts. I'm just telling you this right now, man. When I worked for the big guys and I would sit down with business owners, they would show me their statements with $3-4 million. And they'd say, Howie, I don't know what the hell it's in. I haven't looked at it in 3 years. I just look at the number, man.
Well, because it's work. It's effectively a lot of work to trade.
And it's something that they don't look. If you're a true business owner, you're focusing all your energy on your craft, what you're good at, man. You're out. You don't have time to do financial shit. You're out selling whatever you built from the ground up. If you own a shitload of laundromats or, 10 plumbing trucks, you're too busy. You don't have time to do this shit. That's why you hire a good financial advisor, or actually a few of them.
Anyway, we can get you there. Let's just get you a meeting with the bank. You have a banker you already work with, right? That you know personally.
It'll take 5 minutes to set it up. 5 minutes.
Yep. So can we talk about the 2 space assholes, because that's in the news and everybody's thinking this is just amazing. And we have people asking us about, should I buy Virgin Galactic calls? Obviously, Branson rocketed it off into what is it called? The Kraken Zone? I forget. It's 50. It's just near Earth, and then we have Bezos.
It's not real.
Well, it's interesting that we bring this up because it's 56 kilometers in that he went, and Bezos is going to go 60 kilometers because, of course, everybody's got to measure their dicks and say who goes up the furthest.
Bottom line is, every expert that watches said that when this thing's all said and done, neither one of them they didn't do shit. They just spent a shitload of money on nothing.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, you know what they're charging?
It's all money laundering, dude.
You know what they're charging to fly up with this quick little ride? $250,000. That's Virgin Galactic, to my knowledge. So they're being accused of being elitists, and this is only for wealthy people. And you know what? It's true. This is only for wealthy people, because $250,000 to go up into space for I don't know how many minutes they're doing is a rich man's bragging rights game. So the question is, do you want to buy this stock after this massive, I won't call it a massive reversal. Evan, do you mind bringing up the chart on SPSE? But obviously we know this thing, took an amazing trajectory, upwards. And let's see the chart, Evan. just go to the 6 month. We've just been having a lot of people ask about the calls. So what was the high here? Evan, can you go to the numbers? So 59, and then it craters down to what, 18? Oh, it went down to 15, and then it's back up to what? Go back just to that second little hill. Did it come back to where its high was? I don't think so. My question is, do I want to buy calls on this? Absolutely not. I don't think this is a safe play to buy calls on. I don't think it's a safe play to buy shares on. That's just me. I'm not interested in playing space at all. I don't know if you guys have a take on that, but I'm not.
Yeah, but that's not where I mean, Virgin Atlantic, that's not where they make the most of their money. I mean, it's an airline.
No, but space is Virgin Galactic Holdings.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I was half asleep there. All right. I see what you're saying. All right. No, I agree with you. Jesus Christ. I mean,
Money laundering.
yeah, it's
Just money. All spaces is money laundering, dude. They use it to put into other stuff like black ops and stuff like that. It's all money laundering.
This
Please
is private.
go into fucking space.
No, this company's only been around for a year and a half, so I don't like it.
I wouldn't touch it. I think there's better plays out there. And Sam, you talked about this as well. You're in DraftKings. I'm still big on DraftKings. I think it's a great play. I think we're going to see this thing slowly rise up towards.
I think so too, especially with the NFL coming, and you know, you hear
$70.
more.
$70.
What about it?
It's at 49. I think it goes to 70.
Yep.
Love it. Love it.
I also wanted to bring up something that I was researching over the weekend, and because I don't have a lot of crypto knowledge, so this is going to be more for the readers to come back and tell me if I'm wrong or I'm right. And I just did some rough math over the weekend, but I was asking myself, Satoshi, the creator of Bitcoin, whether it's a pseudonym, a conglomerate of people, or he is in fact a real person, how much does he own? And I did a bunch of research, and I keep coming up with this number of 1.1 million Bitcoin that he supposedly owns. And just off my rough math of like 35K, I got to a number that he would hold 20% of Bitcoin if that number was accurate. And readers, feel free to come back at me and debate me on this number because I don't know. But does it concern anybody out there holding this that somebody could effectively own 1/5 of Bitcoin? And obviously people say, you know, he's a benevolent man if we believe that, but the power to own 1/5 of anything gives you tremendous value to manipulate the product. Now, from my knowledge,
To a point.
these
It's
have
not a
never
lot.
been moved. They've never been sold, but it does beg the question, is that something we need to be worried about? So I would love to have your opinions on that.
I don't get why anyone would be worried because number one, it's 20%. You got guys that own large companies on Wall Street that own 40 and 50%. It's 20%. It's not a lot.
I totally agree. I totally agree, Howie.
And let's say this dude wants to unload it. Let's say he wants to pull a rug. Dude, there's a few dudes here down on Wall Street that would buy that shit up in 5 seconds. They'd be happy. They'd be like, thank you for selling it. Who knows? The price might not even drop.
Conversely,
He's probably dead.
Yeah, he's probably dead.
it would also, in theory, his equity would increase its value if 20% of all Bitcoin is actually lost as well, wouldn't it?
I mean, who knows? You hear rumors of what's missing, but who the hell really knows? I will say this about Bitcoin. I will say this about it. As we speak right now, you pull it up, it's trading at what?
5, I believe, 34.7.
34,278 as we speak. We talked earlier in the show, a couple months ago, we had Hotep Jesus on. And Hotep said one thing, and I remember it. He said, look, man, I like Bitcoin. A lot of people like Ethereum. And he mentioned one of the most powerful things in the world, and that's DCA, dollar cost averaging. If you believe in Bitcoin or you believe in Ethereum, like most of these investment banks do. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, buying billions of dollars of it. You should be happier and shit that it's down this low. This is where
I was thinking about buying one. I was thinking about buying one.
I mean, right now is where you want to buy. You don't want to buy it at 50. You want to buy it at 34. And like Hotep said, this is like when stuff drops, that's when you want to be pushing money into it, man. Because look, if these guys on Wall Street are correct, a year from now, Bitcoin's probably at 60, 70 bucks, maybe higher. That's my opinion.
1,000.
Yeah. So while we're on the topic, I'm going to jump the gun. My pick of the week is actually Ethereum. Because
Damn. Lil E coming in early, like it's his farewell show, and he doesn't care anymore. He's like, I'm gonna go now.
It's relevant information. All right. So somebody
that's what we do on our other 7 podcasts. Fuck it.
Somebody put a $500 million bet into Ethereum through 133 different addresses, and they all link back to the same one. All right. So they put 500 million on it, and the Ethereum fork is coming soon. So I'm going my pick of the week, Ethereum and the Grayscale ETF. All four.
What is that being? What is that Grayscale symbol these days? Do you know? Just so people know and they're aware of it, because the Grinch bought it as well.
Yeah, it's a good
buy.
buy.
Grayscale.
It's basically, it has. Let's find out what it's holding.
GBTC.
GBTC. So Sam, Grayscale is how Wall Street buys crypto. Okay, so you can buy Bitcoin, you can buy Ethereum. I don't know what else they're selling, but that is the ticker. If you didn't want to deal with Coinbase, then you're going to pay a premium, obviously. But you can. That's how you can buy it on the stock.
Oh, is it like Spider? You remember Spider for?
No, I thought you said you were all right, Spider.
Jesus Christ!
Nobody ever gets that joke when I do it.
Yeah, but yet you keep doing it.
Is it like Spider?
Remember Spiders where you could buy like?
You still can. That's an ETF, Sam. That's an ETF. Yeah. That's a Spider.
Thank you, Howie. Voice of reason.
Yeah, it's the same thing. No, Spiders are still around. They're great things. I'm looking at the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. I'm trying to find its largest holdings. I know it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, but I'd like to see. I know they own a few other things. Evan, no hurry, man. But let's try to find out before the end of the show what's in the Grayscale Bitcoin.
Just to let you guys know, the Grinch bought his Ethereum, I think, just ETH-USD. I think that's how he was buying it, and it's literally whatever the current price of it is right now, which is $21.55. So. Unless it's under GETH, which it might be. Nope, I don't know. I'd have to double check and look at it. But you could buy Ethereum, just or
yeah. Sam just said Spider. Yeah, shit. There's tons of gold spiders, commodity spiders. Here we go. Ethereum Trust, next largest, 6.4 billion worth of Ethereum under management. Others include Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Stellar Lumens, Horizon, Zcash, all this shit.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, the Grayscale Ethereum is under the ticker ETHE. It's currently trading for $20.41.
HE.
Yep.
That's great there. Okay.
Yeah, man. You can buy if you're into crypto and you want to be diversified within crypto, that's a great thing to own, man.
If it's so great, why don't you marry it? Boom.
I may jump right into that GBTC, man.
Absolutely. Do you want to drop those questions on us?
Yeah, I was actually just about to ask you that.
Drop some questions, but then just know I want to do my pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just so you know, it's 8:06, so you can't eat anymore. So I hope you finished all your dinner.
I did stop eating. Stop judging me.
I'm not. I'm just a friendly reminder.
I'm getting a slice of pizza.
Thoughts on IBM losing their president?
Oh man, I'll tell you what, the only thing that helps is the investor. I mean, because I pushed it like a week or two before that happened. look, man, this is IBM. IBM is the mutual fund of technology stocks. And what
Buddy, this computer beat the fucking Russian chess player. There's nothing to worry about, bro.
But I mean, they own Red Hat. They've bought out so many companies over the past 30 years. When you buy IBM, shit, you're buying software, you're buying chips, you're buying everything in technology.
Cloud computing, bro.
Yeah,
It's
the cloud.
IBM.
They work with Nazis.
They're gonna
Who
replace.
doesn't work with Nazis? Okay, I got my mom walking around here.
Evan may next week have a new podcast with.
I have my mom walking around here.
Evan's gonna.
It's possible.
Evan's gonna have a fucking swastika on his forehead.
All right.
We don't know. Depends on who our guest is next week.
Hey, Evan.
Asking if
Howdy,
NASA
neighbors.
and Nazis were connected. You got into her head, man.
Okay, guys, I'm trying to buy this grayscale, and it says a price type specific is not allowed on this order. What does that mean?
Well, it means you're buying after hours, so you
Yeah?
can't buy at market. You need
Gotta
to
wait
put
till the
a
market
limit
opens.
order in.
Okay, guys, enough of that bullshit.
Just
I
set a
play
limit
by
order.
my own rules.
Just set a limit order. You can buy it, but just set it at a limit order. You can't buy it market.
Can I save for later?
Yeah, stay for later. Buy it in the morning.
Or just set a market order.
I just did it, bro. Nah, it won't let me. I'll do it in the morning. All right. Fuck. Fuck. Anything else? Can I get to my stuff?
No. We got questions.
So many more questions.
Hey, hold on, dude. Can't we do questions after we do our pick of the weeks?
No, pick of the weeks are last.
No, Evan decided to remix this shit
It was
He
relevant. It was
decided he
relevant.
was jumping the gun.
because at his new boss, everybody's a boss and they're allowed to make their own policies.
Evan felt confident enough to just run the show the way that he does on his other.
Hey, Evan,
5.5
does your new podcasting boss give you like an executive suite and a per diem and like fucking free access to the washroom and the glory hole?
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna get into it.
Tommy G's got ton, free 8-ball every day. Okay, go on. No, I decide I want to do my pick of the week
Let's do
right
it.
now.
We're on a roll. We'll do the readers after. Go ahead.
Okay. My pick of the week is a generator. I want you guys to buy a generator. Something's coming. I'm not even kidding.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Generator.
If I can't get to one, does my Briggs & Stratton engine on my lawnmower, can that double as one? Or do I just grab 2 potatoes and some electrodes
And shove them up your ass so they grow in the dark. Okay? Here's what you're going to do, dude. You guys can go on Amazon. You go wherever you want. Find a generator. And I'm not even kidding right now. And buy a generator. A gas-powered generator. If you find it, I don't know, do solar ones exist?
Jesus coming back Wednesday? What's going
Yeah, I was
on
gonna
here?
say, I don't remember in Revelations when it said July 14th, 2021 was the doomsday day. Can you
I don't
back
know
up?
what day it's going to be. It could be tomorrow.
Have you
could be
consulted the
6
Mayan
months.
calendar?
The Mayan calendar is off. Listen to me.
So what tells you that we need to go steal a unregistered handgun? And
Okay, that's a
and-
good thing. I would also, as last week, same picks this week, gun and ammo. Okay, gun and ammo
I got a
and a
sword.
generator.
Okay.
All right.
How many?
It is a financial podcast, and that is a financial
Thank you, Dana.
investment.
Thank you, Dana. Okay, yeah. So just so you know, when you buy a generator at Home Depot, you lose 30% as soon as you walk out the door.
Yeah, until the zombie apocalypse happens, then it skyrockets 300 million%.
Okay, so should we buy more than one?
Oh,
so we
okay.
can
Let me
make-
get this right, guys. We can take our Roth IRA and just sit on it until we're fucking 95. But a zombie apocalypse that might happen in a year. Oh, that's a little too long. Buy a generator and shut the fuck up.
Okay, I just need a little background on your thesis. Is the zombie apocalypse due to disruption politically, or is it because the vaccines are going to turn people into zombies?
Okay, so Admiral Byrd goes up to Antarctica. He fights UFOs and Nazis. He meets somebody at New Schwabenland. Schwab goes to the White House and says, hey, man, we're going to take over. We either do it easy or we do it the hard way, however you want. And that's why the Nazis were allowed to just march over to the United States. Fast forward, his son or his grandson, I think it's his grandson. No, it could be his son. That guy's so old. Klaus Schwab, okay, is in charge of anything. He basically helped fund Event 201, all right? And now he's talking about Operation Polygon, okay? Operation Polygon, in which he's talking about a disruption in our energy grids, cyber attacks. That's what he's talking about openly. They did the same thing with this virus bullshit. This is the next thing. I know this is a financial podcast.
We already had a cyber attack and oil went through the roof. If you had bought oil when I told you to before the cyber attack, you'd be up like 20% right now.
Is this your long way of telling us to buy Polygon?
This is not my long way.
Okay. Keep going, preacher.
So grab your generator, go on, either go down the Home Depot, Walmart, or on Amazon, okay? Grab a generator. If it's gas powered, grab a whole bunch of gas containers, fill them up, put them on the side, grab your guns.
Like those hillbillies they make fun of on Twitter that are literally like strolling down with tubs to the gas station and filling them up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got nowhere to put gas. That's my problem.
Well, I'm trying to, I told Howie this. He needs to get out of New York.
How many cans per generator should we have of gas? And here's a good
Depends
question.
on the generator, smart ass.
Do I buy the premium gas or do
Oh,
I
you dumbass. You buy regular gas for that
You
shit.
buy regular gas.
Well, what if
dude.
I want premium performance for my generator? Is
Jesus
it worth
Okay.
it?
Christ, man.
Well, when
Then you buy
zombies
Blue
are
Chew.
coming, you can fucking
Yeah, buy Blue Chew. There you
buy
go.
Blue Chew.
That's
Yeah.
the best joke we've heard today. Evans, fucking those 17 podcasts you're working on are definitely helping your fucking humor.
I'd like to place a bet on the over-ender on when the zombie apocalypse is coming, if you're interested.
I
am
will
not.
say this. I definitely mapped out a plan. I'm about 2 blocks from the Hudson River, and I literally know I'm going to go down. I'm going to steal a boat because I know where the boat.
Why can't you just have
You're
a boat
talking
ready
about,
like a
hey,
canoe?
Howie, are you talking about the 72nd Street?
No, I'm not going that far up. I got them
Okay.
right down here by the pier, man. There's boats
Okay.
right down here by the pier.
Chelsea Pier? Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Just so we're all clear.
Yep.
So, Sam, wouldn't it be a good idea to stock up on sundries as well?
What?
What the fuck did you just say? Sundry?
Sundries?
What is sundries?
Gig
Sounds
'em,
like a
you know,
sounds
like
dress.
bitten tobacco. You might need shoe leather. You might need things like that as well, because you gotta, if you're gonna be prepared to generate, you got to be able to cook. I mean, do I start going and getting canned peaches?
Yeah, get canned shit too.
Okay.
And we
Canned
got
shit.
charcoal. We'll cook on the grill.
Okay. So
Okay.
generator, guns, ammo, peaches, gas.
Yes.
Okay. And then Ethereum and Endeavor. There's no way I can fit all of this into a tweet, just so you know. So you're going to have to scale it back.
Imagine Robin trying to put all this stuff in the graphic tomorrow.
Hold on. I've only picked 3 things for my picks, okay? I
Okay.
picked what?
Generator.
Generator, guns, ammo. That's it. You could even just put generator.
But you picked guns and ammo last week. Can we assume they've already got their guns and ammo?
They should. They should.
Okay.
I'm going to get an AK.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. I love how you think you can tell me what to do. I love how anyone thinks they can tell me what to do. Zip your pie hole.
Hold on. Dana, he's not getting an AK. Okay?
I am.
Have you ever shot an AK? Can I at least
I've
take you to the
shot
range?
guns.
Have you shot
Lots.
an AK or an M16? Because I'll take you
Don't
to
worry
the
about
range.
me, Neff. Don't worry about me, dog. The only time you got to worry about me is when the army of the dead is coming and you need me to pick you up because you're crying all the time.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready for it. I'm a survivor. I'll get out there. I'll fight. I got a sword.
Dude, you really are Beyonce. I'm a survivor. survivor.
I am. I'll get
By
out
the
there
way-
with my sword, my
by the
jock
way-
strap on.
Did you guys see those pictures a couple of the civilians took on Branson's rocket ship where they showed the curvature of the Earth as long as we're getting into
Jesus Christ.
Hey, dude, Evan doesn't like when you get off track. Please stop. So I
Yeah.
have it.
I'm
Howie, yeah,
We're
you really
talking
are.
about a
Yeah,
zombie
you're off track.
apocalypse.
No. Hey, Howie, what are your picks?
This week, I want to say one thing. Since the vaccine came out, there's 11 sectors. We've gone over the sectors. There's 11
You've been
different
shitting fire.
and since the vaccine came out, I actually have grown a third testicle. I feel more powerful. My thoughts aren't as clear as they were. I drool a lot more.
Clear or queer? Which one'd you say?
Queerly, that's the difference. But I'm definitely going with I'm going hardcore with the energy sector because the energy sector has outperformed
Absolutely.
all 11 sectors since the vaccines come out. I don't know why that is. Sam's probably got some reasons, but the energy sector has gone through the roof. And as you guys remember, readers, I'm going to say 2 months ago, maybe even 3 months ago, I came out and I was pushing XLE. I've been pushing OIH for shit since we started the podcast. Those are oil and energy ETFs, and they're both up about 30%, man. And that's the number one sector. I love energy. I love XLE.
You got great energy too, dog.
And I'm telling you, and Sam, that's one. If you open an IRA, I'd put a couple G right into XLE because that's energy and that isn't stopping. That's going up for the next couple of years, baby.
Dude, can you send me a list of what I should
I
tell them
will.
to invest in?
I will.
All
I'll
right,
come up with
I
a
will.
good diversified
I
thing.
will.
Okay,
Alright,
so
thank you.
Howie, XLE and OAIH.
Yeah, both of them.
Okay.
And I pushed them both before. I love them.
Okay.
They're safe. Great dividends. Great
Hold-
dividends.
E, just remind them what you want, and I'll go grab what I'm telling people to invest in. So just remind them what you got. I got to get up in my chair, a high chair, to get this. Go ahead, E.
What my pick of the week is?
Just remind them while I'm grabbing mine.
What the fuck is he doing? Is he going to grab like a newfangled dildo that he bought 3 days ago?
That's
He
his
just
pick
got
of the
done
week.
lubing it up for the show. What is he doing? What the fuck is he doing?
Guys, when the zombie apocalypse comes, okay, and you have your generator and you got to take care of your animals, you're going to need cat food, okay? I want you stocked up on Solstice brand, whole grain, pet friendly, I forget what it's called, grain free, BPA free, because your cats cannot eat Meow Mix.
We're going to eat
Okay.
your cats during the zombie apocalypse.
I'm not done. Now, what's going to happen when your generator fails and you hear crying? Well, your cats are going to need a cat treat, okay? So I use Temptations, okay? This one is crunchy outside, soft on the inside. It's catnip flavored. Now, here's something that's important too. You're going to have a lot of time by yourself while that apocalypse is going on, and you're going to need a fucking cat toy to entertain your cats. This is called the Bird. This is the best cat toy on the market.
Yeah, you use it to tickle your ass at 3 a.m.
Okay, now let's get back to reality. Here are my
Okay,
picks.
so Evan, can you cut that whole part out real quick? We don't
Oh.
want to lose people.
Right.
Real quick. It's
Okay.
part of the brand. It's part of the
Yeah.
brand at this point.
Okay.
Okay. I already mentioned I like DraftKings. I'm going to chase Howie a little bit. I like a stock called Rig that the Grinch it pushed me into, and I did some research. It's Transocean Limited. It's oil drilling specifically. That prick up your ears, Sam? It's called oil drilling. Rig, I bought it at 450. Anything around 450 is a great deal. And most importantly, I want you to buy a bank, okay? Any bank that you like. Personally, I like Goldman Sachs, I like Morgan Stanley, and I love BlackRock. Now, BlackRock might be a little controversial. They're buying up a lot of housing. Housing is going through the roof. I read a report over this weekend. One of the hottest markets is my home state, Boise, Idaho. the rents are getting doubled there, for Christ's sake. Phoenix is going through the roof. These rental properties, these aren't even home purchases. People are paying through the nose to stay where they're already at. Well, BlackRock is the play if you believe that this is going to continue. In addition,
Okay, I have a couple things I want to say about this.
Okay.
I think there is a chance that some of these banks aren't going to do well very soon. Okay. And I'm just telling you, you want to invest in these banks. I think the more decentralized you go, the better. I mean, if it's financial and you want to ride it for a little while, but these banks, dude, this system that we have right now is built on fake money, and it's going to eventually catch up. And that's just kind of where we're going on that.
I counter that. And also I want to bring this up with Howie because it was a reader question. And it is based on my thesis of why to buy the banks. Inflation is going up. They are going to raise rates at some point. What's going to happen when those rates go up? Okay. The banks are going to make even more money than they're already making now. You have to have a cornerstone bank in your portfolio, whether it's your IRA.
And I would suggest this. If you don't want to buy a bank, buy the ETF XLF, and it has 10 of the biggest banks in the world. I think it's got Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Barclays. It's just got 10 humongous banks. The yield on it is about 1.5. Shit, if you buy XLF and you put a shitload of money in it, you're going to get about twice as much as you get if you got your money in a savings account. So there you go.
By the way, this week is a huge earnings week for banks, and it's reported that Goldman is going to double their dividend. Were you aware of that, Howie?
Yeah, they all are. They all are. And it's all fixed in. That's why you've seen these things going up. It's all factored in. Yeah, Morgan Stanley, they're all-time high earnings. Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, you know, they're killing it in 1,000 different ways as far as the housing market, everything involved with money in this world right now. That's why they're crushing it. So,
well, I want to get to that reader question. Who was it who asked what is inflation? Somebody asked it, and I'd like to give them a shout out because it is a great question, and it's something that we don't really talk about too much in specificity.
Mr. Balloon Hands.
Yeah,
Mr. Balloon Hands.
Didn't he say something?
So we meet again.
Didn't he say something to the effect of what is inflation?
Yeah, I'm going on his podcast next week to discuss it. But can you guys explain inflation
basically what inflation is?
Evan's working for him.
What? Hold on, I gotta. Mom?
Can you let Evan finish what he was saying? Please read it, Evan.
It wasn't the end of the question. Can you guys explain inflation? And is a REIT a hedge? Do you guys like REITs? Thanks.
Let me just answer part one of the question. When inflation occurs, the price of things go up, and your money doesn't have, doesn't have the value it used to have. So things cost more. That's effectively what inflation is.
Inflation is that basically the banks keep printing so much money that the value of a dollar goes down. It takes more dollars to buy the same thing that a couple dollars.
You are not wrong.
That's a weird way to say I'm right.
Correct. You are correct. The important thing to remember is the way this is measured universally, I guess what I would say in economics is the Bureau of Labor, or the labor, what is it called? Bureau of Labor Services, I believe it's called. It's not the Department of Labor. They put out the CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index, on a monthly basis. So that's how it's measured. They take a bunch of different things and they see how it's like a basket of goods, whether it's transportation or, you know, food or whatever. Is food included in that, Howie? I can't remember.
Yeah. I mean, right now, it's common sense. Inflation is just like, bottom line is you're just not getting what you used to for $1. It's that fucking simple.
But the point is, it's measured on a monthly basis. And yes, it is at some of its highest levels, I want to say, since 2012.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to go up. It hasn't yet. It hasn't gone up to where, you know, people think. And will it? Who the hell knows? But here's what you got to look at. Certain things within this huge macrocosm are starting to go up. Corn is just through the roof. Shit like bread, milk. Another thing, certain things that used to be easy to get and supply, they're not there anymore because we have major problems with China. Talking to a buddy of mine who owns a restaurant the other day. He opened up a new restaurant. He's got a little problem. There's about a 4-month back order on refrigerators, stoves, and it's all because the parts are made where? Fucking China. We can't get them here. We got all kinds of problems. So it's definitely a weird part of the economy, and I can see why people are a little nervous right now.
Yeah, of course they are. So we live in a world where these leftists, right, are pro-socialist, right?
You
But
mean like
also,
Chris Neff?
I'm not
also pro-free trade. It's the most ridiculous mental gymnastics I've ever heard. You're pro people, but then you're pro corporations moving jobs out. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And it's ridiculous. And this notion that we can't build in the United States is the biggest bunch of BS. Okay. If we actually built stuff here, made stuff here, there'd be more money going around. It would all work out in the end. Okay. At first you take a little pinch, but then there's a limit to how much people are willing to pay for something.
Yeah, but again, large corporations aren't just going to leave third world countries where they can manufacture at cheaper rates. So in theory, yes, I love what you're saying. It makes total sense. But the reality is the people that make the money want to make it the cheapest way possible.
Right. And that's why it's all bullshit. And the whole system set up bullshit. Do you guys know that our government makes deals with other countries that if they put in military bases, those countries can send their goods to the United States tariff free and then tariff anything that comes from the United States to that country? Do you guys know that? No, I didn't know that until recently.
Did you know that politicians specifically have to pay for their seats based on the hierarchy of the seats? in Congress? Hey, one time I mess up the word hierarchy and you're going to fucking talk to me?
Yeah, don't call me a fucking boomer. I can say hierarchy.
For instance,
Hierarchy.
if we just wanted, okay. For instance, if we just wanted to look at how Congress works with special interests, the Speaker of the House is required to donate to her party 30x what a freshman congressman is supposed to donate, and they're all required to pay money for their seats. That's the problem. Special interests exist. It's never going to leave politics. Trump ran on it, said he would drain the swamp, and of course it didn't happen. It's not going to happen no matter who runs.
And what he's talking about, readers, is the little thing called lobbying or lobbyists. That's what it is. And you can look it all up. And looking back, I wish I had become one right out of college because I'd be worth billions right now.
But lobbyists are never going to be separated from politics. Not in my lifetime.
No,
this is an idealist vision of our country that's never ever going to exist. So how do you work within the framework? That's the big question.
Negative nanny.
Oh, hey, trust me. The only way it's ever going to change is if there's an actual revolution and the people in the streets take.
Well, that's why you go out and buy your fucking generator tonight, dumbass.
Yeah, it's also why you make sure and get tuna and turkey dinner in gravy.
I have tuna in those packages, man. They're great. It's great.
Evan, give us a couple more.
Will the new Delta variant crash the market?
No.
It's looking more and more like they're trying to do it again. There's already fears in England. They're going to try to shut everything down again. I think it's going to be real hard, especially in California. I know you two guys are in California, but right now our governor is up for a recall, and I don't think he has the balls to do it. He'll probably try to convince local politicians to shut it down so he doesn't take that political hit. But we'll see, dude. We'll see. If it does, then we gotta get the fuck out of California.
Hey, the last reader also asked if REITs are a hedge.
Yes.
I forgot to answer that. Yeah, of course they're a hedge. I mean, it's real estate versus stocks and bonds and everything else. So you should have some solid REITs, a couple, in your portfolio. probably 10%. Most of them are high dividend REITs. But yeah, it definitely is a hedge. And
Ideally, hold them in an
good
IRA.
hedge.
Next one. What the fuck is up with Polygon? It barely moves in either direction.
Like everything else.
That's what I was gonna
Like
say.
what? I mean, I don't. You could throw a dart at 4 billion crypto fucking currencies, and they all move the same. They move the same every day.
Yeah, what you have to ask yourself here, if you're committed to crypto and you went through this massive dip and you bought at the top or close to the top, if you have the money, are you going to stay the course and buy the dip and dollar
buy
cost
more?
average? Because if you are committed to it, this is the time to do it.
Yes, buy more now. That's what I would suggest if you like it. Absolutely.
Yeah, and again, don't blow your wad. If it drops again, then you dollar cost average again. But you really, this is a soul searching time for the crypto market. You really need to ask yourself, how much do I believe in?
We had a few people asking about XRP. All I know is that the SEC is still just like fucking around with them, trying to prolong it. Latest news I saw was that they're trying to block William Hinman, who's the former director of the SEC's Division of Corporation Finance, from testifying in the suit. So
I think the SEC is fighting a losing battle. I don't think XRP, I think if this was all done and the SEC said, fine, we give up, I don't see XRP shooting to the moon. It'll get back at some point, but I mean, out of all my cryptos, besides Ethereum, I think it has the most potential use case. So I'll never sell it, but I don't think it's going to just skyrocket if the SEC says, okay, we give up, we're done. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Sam, because I know that you're big into XRP and you believe in it.
I think they're going to use it as the banker's coin. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. All this stuff is just a part of the game that they're playing. Guys, they are manipulating. They're manipulating every part of digital currency right now. Now, everybody gets really excited when all these giant banks and hedge funds invest in crypto. It's great, but just know that gives them a lot more control of the digital currency. From all of the crypto cowboys I talk to, XRP is going to be used.
Is there a bar? Is it like a crypto biker bar that you go to and have these firesides?
Yes, it is
How come
in the
I never
valley
get an invite?
because they
It's
say
not
no.
it's not a gay bar.
No trans. They say no trans.
Yeah.
I go, but he hasn't fully transitioned. He still has his root. They're like, no trans, dude. I'm like, okay, man. Okay. I'm sorry. I tried to get you in.
So
In a year, you're not gonna be able to know the
Hold on, let
difference.
me get this straight. If I fully transition, then I can go in?
Yeah. They said you either got to be fully transitioned or a grown ass man. What just happened there, Evan?
there's a like a bird in my room. It's actually a moth, but the thing is ginormous.
Mothra?
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up, guys. Daddy's got to go. And Evan has to go to bed. He's got 13 podcasts work on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Chris, I know this is the only time you get to talk to people, and that makes you
That's
sad.
right here. That is not true. I talk to them every day.
On the Discord.
Guys, what a great
Internet
show.
friends are still friends, Howard.
Guys,
man.
great shows coming up. Please go check out for all of our. Do we have any dates we want to push, guys? I got to remember doing that.
My San Diego gig just got canceled.
All right, so don't go see Neff in San Diego. Howie,
Come see me tomorrow night, Tuesday night, Wednesday. I'll be at Greenwich Village Comedy Club. We're just getting crazy.
Howie always gets nuts.
Always.
Evan, you lifting anywhere? They can come watch you lift, get some notes, get an autograph.
I'll be lifting in Vermont every day this week. So if you want to come over and get some pointers.
Guys, I will be in Alaska this weekend. I'll be the 16th and 17th. Go to samtripoli.com for all your tickets. Then I will be in San Diego doing a 420 show, which are the best shows. I love daytime shows. I used to think they'd be awful. Love doing them. So that, and then the following week I'm in Dallas and OKC. All my dates at samtripoli.com. You can find this show at samtripoli.com or on youtube.com/samtripoli. And if Evan has time in between his 90 podcasts, he could clip this up a little bit and put it on the old one to keep it growing. That'd be great. If not,
I just realized I do have a date. This Saturday,
with a real woman?
No, it's a gig. This Saturday, the 17th.
What are you, crazy?
I will be at Ambassador Dog and Cat Hospital because I have to bring Mom, Sweeters, and Millie in for their last and final ring check. So if anybody is in LA and they have a extra cat carrier, I would appreciate to borrow it because I have to take all 3 of them in at the same time. And then I am doing a 420 show myself. No, it's July 20th. So that's 7/20 in Huntington Beach at Gallagher's. I am headlining at Gallagher's in Huntington Beach. Come on down and say hi if you like. And then if you have a cat carrier and you're in the LA area, let me know and I'll work something out with you.
All righty.
Yeah.
So Neff, I know this is the sad party is when we say goodbye. You're like a black comedian who takes forever to introduce the next comic. You just don't want to say goodbye.
By the way, I just want to say thank you for not utilizing the blackmail that my mother gave to you at the Dodger game.
You really want me to show that? You want me so badly to show that,
No,
Neff.
I would never want that.
It's the picture, right? It's got.
Yeah, I have it. And Neff is just like, oh, great. Looks like you're going to put that out now. I'm like, I'm probably not going to put it out. No, I bet you are. It's great content. Put it out.
The readers are going to love it.
It's not me, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, your mother is just really wanted a serial killer for her son, huh?
I don't know who that little boy is in the dress with the cat, but
Yeah.
there is a picture that she owns that is a 1-year-old boy in a dress with a black and white.
Neff's mom is still a smoke show, man.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Confirmed.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning into another Cash Daddies. We appreciate your reader questions. We're just going to keep rocking. Never stop.
I just want to thank you in advance for
Hang up
not
on him,
showing
please.
that picture on next week's episode and embarrassing me.
You're so ridiculous. All right, Neff, I love you. Howie, love you. Evan, I love you too, even though you obviously are cheating on all of us.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No, you guys are my main bitch.
Okay, that's fine. As long as we
All
say
side
number
hoes.
one. Dude.
Yeah, you are, of course. All right.
All right, guys. Enjoy your week, man. Get your generators.
Don't hang up,
Wanna
Sal, Howie or E, so I can double check your page.
Shout out,
Oh.
Cassie.